Throd Squad.
What's going on, guys? So today we have our first ever giveaway. We're gonna give away a GoPro Hero 7 to one of you guys. As soon as we hit 1,000 subscribers, how do you enter in to win?
So take a screenshot that you are subscribed to our channel and then send it to our Instagram. We'll have it linked down below. And then we will just draw a name.
And we're gonna do the drawing live. So all we're gonna do is when you guys send us your Instagram and you guys send us the screenshot that you guys are subscribed, what we're gonna do is we're gonna just draw names. We're gonna write all the names down, put them in a big bucket, and we're gonna draw it live on the channel so that way you guys know it's not rigged, because we actually care about our subscribers and we wanna get back to you guys. And we wanna thank you guys for supporting our channel and checking out our videos, and just the fact that people are watching it is just keeping us going. So, now for the rest of the video, we're gonna give you guys a full-time review on the SSR pit bikes before you decide to buy one, if you guys decide to buy one. So stay tuned. What's up, guys? So we're gonna talk today about our 2019 SSR 125 pit bikes. Should you buy them? What do you think?
No, I'm just kidding, yes.
Yeah. Okay, these bikes are definitely the best bang for the buck. These things have probably about 10 hours of riding on them.
Yeah, we've been on them a lot.
And definitely have had some abuse. So we didn't wash them.
Especially mine, because I've fallen.
Yeah. So
Quite a few times.
we've dropped these bikes quite a few times. But overall, these bikes have held up. And we've gone on long distance rides and we haven't had anything break on us except for this one lever right here, which hasn't even fully broken yet.
But in all fairness, that was because I fell and I completely landed right on it, like on a rock. So, I mean, that was my fault.
Yes. So let's get right into the details. Are these bikes reliable? Yes, they are reliable. There are a few things I would recommend changing out right off the bat if you were gonna buy these. One, definitely being the levers. These levers are very cheap and fragile. Wouldn't you say? And number two, these chains. We have 10 hours of ride time on them, and they are already stretched out past the point to where we could extend the tire all the way back. But these are cheap chains. You can go get a good chain for like $40, and it'll last you a long time. Overall, these motors, they have a ton of power, right?
They do. They really do. So they have a lot of power. And they say all over the bike that don't buy them if you're not an experienced rider. Okay, well, I'm not an experienced rider, and I think I kick ass on them.
Yes.
Like, I don't know. I feel like they're just very good bikes. I feel like they're a very good size to even practice on, just because I've been on a big bike. I mean, I haven't like ridden one, but I've sat on one, and I could barely touch. They're hard, but these ones are just so easy. I just feel like I have a lot of control over it because it's so small, and it does have a lot of power, but I just think overall it's a really good bike. Even if you're like you're just starting out like I was, I just think they're very good, very reliable, and very easy to learn.
Yes. And another thing that is awesome about these. So I personally am 6'2", 190 pounds. I'm sure if anyone's messaged me in the comment section, they may have seen it in the previous videos, but they are very awesome. Like, here's the front forks on it, and like, I mean, I've taken it on some small jumps, and we left these bikes dirty from the last time we rode it, just so we could see. So right here is the farthest I got the suspension down. It goes to about right here when it bottoms out. So even with me riding like and taking off small jumps, I haven't bottomed out the front end suspension yet either. And as far as the back suspension, so even on the back suspension, you only have a couple inches of travel, but same deal. I haven't bottomed out the rear suspension yet on this bike, which is pretty awesome, especially because the problem with most pit bikes is that the suspension is garbage and you just bottom it out. But overall, these bikes are awesome. You can do wheelies with no clutch. This is all my opinion, but true fact. You can do wheelies with no clutch, right, baby? And overall, I mean, the tires on them are great. They get good traction. We've even ridden on the road quite a bit, and the tires are still holding up pretty decent. They're like a medium a medium tire, so they're not super soft. They actually last a little while. Everything on the bike has been pretty sturdy. The first thing I did when we bought these is I went through and I Loctited every single bolt around the whole entire motor. So basically anything that I could get to, I Loctited. The only things I didn't Loctite were right here for the actual motor mounts, because these have the little sealant around the nuts to keep them on there. So I didn't want to mess with those. And plus they are marked with marker to show where the bolts were, so if they move, you know they moved. Overall though, they're great. Front and rear disc brakes work awesome and great. We've had no problem stopping. They'll lock up the rear tire, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. They work great.
The bars are very nice. As you can see, Alyssa has crashed several times and the bars have not bent, which is really cool to just know that like pretty much everything on this bike is just not made of just cheap quality parts. SSR has definitely stepped up their game in the past few years on making these bikes, and they have definitely just come a long way from what they originally were when they first started out. Most people were like, oh, these are cheap Chinese bikes, but they're actually very nice and actually very reliable. I would take this thing and I would trust it to go on a long 2-hour ride with my friends. Which we definitely have. We have definitely been about 6-7 miles away from the truck with these things and not worried about them breaking down, which is very nice. The only thing I would recommend to you guys is changing out the oil and cleaning the air filter. And the air filters on these things are super easy to clean. They have a outer layer skin that you can just pull right off, clean, and then clean the inside. We have actually not cleaned these yet, just because they don't actually get dirty. I mean, if you could see, they're really clean. And we've been riding in really dusty conditions, so they're pretty awesome. All you have to do, it's super easy. You just take this off right here and clean it. I mean, as you can see, it looks pretty much brand new right there on the inside. So they're great. We have the No 12 spray on there, and they work great. So overall, my recommendations on these bikes, if you get them, just Loctite everything and change the oil immediately. As soon as you get it, as soon as you get them, change the oil. The oil that comes in these bikes is just break-in oil. So it's just meant to be started, idled for a little while, and then turned off, started again, idled for a little while, and then drained out, and then put new fluid in there. They shift smooth, but there are a couple problems that these things do have. One of which is being the carburetors on these things. Sometimes they just die, and they're really hard to adjust the carburetor, and I will show you. Yes, right? Wouldn't you agree?
We still to this day have this problem. We've had these bikes for like 6 months, and it's so hard to get it right, because I don't know, it just like they'll be riding totally fine, and it's not like while you're riding it just dies. It's like when you're coming to a stop, sometimes it'll just completely die, and it drives me insane, especially if I'm trying to stop, you know, and Greg is like behind me, and then all of a sudden he just flies past me, and then here I am way in the back trying to start my bike up because it died, you know. It's very, I don't know, that happens quite a few times, and it's quite frustrating.
Yes. So the only adjustment is right here on the carburetor, and it's just to adjust the air. And I went to take one of these off right here to open it up, and I noticed that there really isn't an adjustment for the needle jet. I know we were at higher elevation. When we were in Sacramento, we didn't have this problem, but we're at about 3,000, we're a little over 3,000 feet elevation where we go riding. And when it's at idle, sometimes it wants to die, sometimes it doesn't. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times I have noticed with these bikes is they stay really cool, where you could put your hand on the motor.
100% they do.
Yeah. So
but with the idle though, I was going to say that it just does it randomly. Like, even if you're riding on your bike for an hour and your bike is warmed up, like, you know, it's not cold or anything, it will still die on you. Mm-hmm. Just to note. Yeah,
and just for reference for everyone else, we run premium in these bikes. A full tank in both bikes is like $4.
It's like I think last time it was like $3, like $3.50 or something. So you can call it $4, but yeah.
Yeah.
Super cheap.
And how long does the gas in one of these bikes last? Well, I'll tell you, our longest ride was 4 hours, and we
were
used
nowhere near empty.
Yeah, we used half a tank in 4 hours, so you guys could easily go a full day of riding on these bikes. I mean, personally, these bikes are awesome right out of the box. Like right when you get them, if you order them out of the crate and set them up yourself, these things are awesome. All I recommend is changing out the grips like we did, because the grips that are on there.
That is just a personal preference.
Personal preference, yeah, opinion. The grips that come on them are very hard. We didn't even ride with them. We just swapped them out right off the bat, and we were using the Pro Taper pillow top grips, and these things are awesome. They don't hurt your hands, and you can ride all day long with them. And honestly, it's just personal preference on how you want to set it up. They're pretty easy to start up, and like I said, if you guys want to see some riding footage of these, we actually have a couple videos, and I'll link our most popular riding video up in the corner up here and in the description, so you guys will be able to see it. But you guys, for all you new people out there, like, comment, subscribe. If you guys are already subscribed, dude, thank you guys so much for supporting the channel and just being subscribed. And
don't forget to subscribe and enter our giveaway.
Yes, enter in the giveaway, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.